So yesterday we started with user management. So we created user, we set the password, we read the user information through ID command, and then the user ID of the root is always 0. Okay, and we are updating the user, like adding him to the group using user mod command. There will be 2 groups actually, primary group and secondary group. So every user must have one primary group, and the command to create the user is user add. All the user information of your Linux server, it will be in etc password file. You can just you can view this file, or you can have get ent password. Okay, and then so Linux by default, it will disable the authentication through the password, but we enabled it in sshd config file and we saved it. And you know how to keep the backup of the file and how to check the syntax, because this is very crucial file. We are not afford to do the mistakes. And we restarted the sshd service. Now user is able to log in with the password. And then later we created a group and we added the user to the group, the primary or secondary. So if it is small g, it is primary. If it is capital G, it is secondary. Okay, and you can remove the user from the group using g password -d for deletion command. And yesterday we have created the SSH authentication to the user also. We will, as an administrator, you will ask the user the public key, and you will create a directory in his home folder .ssh, and then inside authorized keys. So there you will paste the key. The maximum permission of .ssh, it should be 700, and the authorized keys file, the maximum permission should be 600, or 400 is even good. Okay. So, and we know how to change the ownership of a file or folder, chown, change ownership, and then user :group and the folder or file name. Okay. So if user is leaving the organization, we need to remove him from his team group, and then we need to delete the user. Okay. So deleting the group also you can do. And later we discussed process management. Everything in a Linux is a process. It has the process instance ID, PID, and it will have the PPID, parent process instance ID. There will be 2 types of processes, foreground process and background process. Foreground process can block the screen. If you want to send it into the background, you can use ampersand symbol. And if you want to kill the process which is not responding, you use kill command. And kill 9, there is a signal. It is like forcing the process to stop. And later we discussed package management. So M is the package manager in CentOS. AWS Linux 2 has its own, that is like Amazon Linux Extras. Okay. And we installed one repository, and through that we installed Git, and we how to list down the all packages, mlist all the install packages, install mlist available equal to all packages minus install packages. So this is what we discussed in our yesterday session. Okay. So user management, package management, and process management. So today we will start with service management. Okay. So let us create the server first. And name it anything. Okay. Linux server. Yeah, so that's all. So I hope all of you guys are able to create the Linux server and able to connect through SSH. Okay. SSH-i DevOps.pem and then EC2 user @ your IP address. Okay, just give this. Yeah. So now we are inside the Linux server. Before starting service management, let's have a short story about. For example, you are sending a letter from Delhi to Hyderabad. So you will write your from address. So inside from address, you will write your door number and then address line 1 and address line 2, street, city, and pin code. So again, to address the same. Okay. For example, we have an apartment in Hyderabad. So there is a 2 address. So just assume there is an apartment here. So in our apartment, you have a lot of blocks. Okay. This is one block. It has some floors and it has some blocks also. Okay, so total it has around 12 blocks. So post will come to here. So you will give your IP address. So post is coming here. Sorry, you will give your pin code. The post will come to the apartment, but within this apartment, it has to reach a particular house. So that has the door number. So here, just pin code is not enough. You should give pin code and generally street or apartment name. So it will come to apartment, but within that apartment, door number is highly mandatory because to reach the post, you should mention this door number. Otherwise, it will stop at the apartment. Similarly, in our server world, there will be a server, for example, facebook.com. Okay. So how the request will go to the facebook.com? This is your laptop. Okay. From here, laptop, so it will reach the Facebook server. So it may have a lot of firewalls, okay, whatever it is. It will have a lot of firewalls. First, it will reach the server. The request will reach the server. But within Facebook server, what is the process that is giving you this facebook.com? So that is called HTTP. So you are connecting with HTTP to the Facebook server, HTTP facebook.com. So the request is going from your laptop to reaching the Facebook server, and there it is searching for the HTTP protocol, and HTTP protocol is running on port number 80. So this is like port number 80 is like the door number. Okay. Facebook IP address is the apartment name, for example. Apartment name. Okay. So inside Facebook server, there will be a lot of services running. Sorry, this is HTTPS 443. So there will be a lot of services running. SSH on port number 22. FTTP on port number 25 something, and SMTP, and there will be some MySQL servers running on 3306. So there may be a lot of services running inside the Facebook server, but you are connecting to the specific service on 443. Just like in your apartment, you have a lot of houses inside that. If it reaches to the, if you want it to reach to particular house, then you must give the door number. Similarly, while connecting to the Facebook server, you are giving the protocol HTTPS that will take the 443 port, and it will connect to the Facebook server on 443 port. So if something goes wrong, Facebook employees has to check what is wrong inside the server. They will connect to Facebook server on SSH port number 22. So you know already SSH-I, they will have their private keys for the Facebook server. They will have their username and IP address. They will connect and they will check. So what I mean to say is every system, it has 0 to 65,535 ports. Okay. Whenever you start a service, it will get the port from 0 to 65,535. Okay, your Linux server will allocate any port. So some protocols have default port 80 and 443 like that. Okay, so if your service is running on port number 443, then it is able to serve the request. It is able to take the request and it is able to give the response. Just like our lawyer, a lawyer is able to complete his law degree, but once he starts the practice only, he can give the service. Similarly, inside service management, now let us just discuss about Nginx server. Okay, so Nginx server is a HTTP server. HTTP server or HTTPS, you can make it anything, running on port number 80. Okay, so now what we do is we will take one server. So inside we need to download Nginx. Okay, and we need to run this, and user is able to connect. This Nginx server on port number 80. Okay, HTTP IP address and port number 80. Okay, so now before that you should have some firewall anyhow. So we have the firewall that is up, allowing each and every traffic. So you no need to worry. Okay, so it reaches the firewall, it is allowing, then the traffic will go to the IP address and port number 80. What is running on port number 80? Nginx server. Then it will reach the Nginx server and you will get the response. Okay, so now first thing, you should install Nginx. Okay, so the command here is, first you should be root access, and then Amazon Linux extras install Nginx -y. If it is CentOS, that is just like yum install Nginx -y. Okay, so you can use anything. Right now we are using AWS Linux 2. Let's go for this. From next week we will start using CentOS. So now first take the root access. Okay, take the root access, sudo su - Amazon Linux extras install Nginx. Sorry, this is the package here is as Nginx 1. So it will install all the dependencies related to that Nginx package also. Nginx 1. Okay, now the package is installed. How to start the package as service? Okay, if you have a package, Nginx package, then start it, then it will run. Okay, so the command to start, very simple. This is comes from service management, system CTL, system control, start Nginx. That's it. Okay, system CTL, start Nginx. It is started. How to check the status? System CTL status Nginx. Now you can see it is running. It is running in the sense it is opening port number 80 and users can start connect to the server. Now let us just check, take the IP address http colon IP address colon port number. Just visit this. Okay, we don't have HTTPS now, but in our future sessions, we will configure. Now it is saying, welcome to Nginx. Now I will just write some index file here, user share Nginx -l cd html. This is the default directory where you can write your index pages. I'm just writing vim hello.html h1 I am learning service management. Okay, now you save this. Now you just give /hello html. Okay, you are getting the response. You can try in your mobiles and laptops also. This is the IP address. Okay, and /hello.html. You don't need to give :80 because HTTP by default uses port number 80. You don't need to give that. You can just give like this. So now how the request is reaching? First, it is reaching our IP address. HTTP means port number 80. Port number 80, already we have our Nginx running. So when you hit that, there will be a directory when you install Nginx, user share Nginx HTML. So this is the folder where you keep HTML files, CSS and JavaScript. So from here, your website can be up and running. So now you can do one thing. You can have some basic HTML, basic CSS, basic JavaScript, and you can create a server, install Nginx, and you can host your website inside this Linux server. So this is that much simple. Okay, so this Nginx is called as web server. Web server, it will run on HTTP protocol and port number 80. Okay, so anybody, now if you open this IP address in your mobiles and your laptops also, you'll get this. So that means you are able to create the server, you are able to host the application, and you are able to open it through the internet. Okay. So now what I will do is, okay. So this is the service management. Service management commands. First, you install the package. After that, you have to create systemctl start Nginx. To check the status, systemctl status Nginx. Okay, and to enable it. So by default, if you stop the server and start again, okay, if you restart server, then by default Nginx will not run. Okay, for example, let me stop this. Just go here and then click on reboot. It will restart the server. Okay, it will take 1 or 2 minutes to reboot. Now we will see the Nginx is still running or not. Okay, let's try to connect. I just restarted through the reboot command. It will take 1 or 2 minutes to restart. Okay, it is connected. Now let us check the service is running or not. systemctl status nginx. It is not running. So by default, whenever you restarted the system, the service will not run. Okay? You need to enable it. How you enable systemctl enable nginx? Okay. So when you do this, even you restart the system, the server will start this nginx service. Just like in our Windows, whenever you start the system, you will have some default services running. Okay, maybe your Teams application and some other desktop applications, it will run automatically. That is because those services are enabled in the background. Even you restart the system, they will start by themselves automatically. So now let us do this. Systemctl start nginx. Systemctl enable nginx. Now let us check systemctl status nginx. Okay, it is running. Now I will do the reboot. Now let us check again whether the service is running by default or not. So this service management is very simple. You will have only one command, systemctl. So we'll understand about this command very deep, maybe in our future sessions while you are configuring the projects. Okay, we can do on our own. So understand this, there will be 65,536 including 0. Every service will have some port number. Okay. So now if you search default ports in Linux server, port number 22 SSH, SMTP port number 25, DNS port number 53, and HTTP port number 80, and HTTPS port number 443. Okay, and yeah, so we may have a lot of default ports. No need to remember. Okay, so just remember few popular port numbers. That is mostly HTTP, HTTPS. Tomcat will open port number 8080, like that. Okay. Now let us check. Sudo su hyphen systemctl status nginx. So it is by default running. So that is how you enable the service, so that whenever the system is restarted, it will run on its own again. If you want to disable this behavior, just systemctl disable nginx. That's it. So this is very much simple. Okay. So now we will install another software that is like WinSCP. Okay. You can download, just install like a git bash, click next. So you'll get something like this WinSCP. And so let us install a simple website here. So here you need to just click on new site, host name. What is your IP address? Just give this. And username is EC2 user. Okay. And then instead of password, click on advanced. And here there will be key exchange and authentication. Select your private key file. Okay. So private key is in here. You can keep private key anywhere. Okay. Okay, sorry, this is, you need to convert this into PPK. We'll discuss this later anyhow. Next week sessions, I will show you how to connect to the putty and then super putty. There we can discuss. So this is about the process management. Okay, simply systemctl start will start the service, status you will get the service, and enable it will enable, disable it will disable the service. Now if you want to stop, systemctl stop nginx. That's it. Okay, just check the status again. It is stopped. So this is about service management. And finally, we will discuss about network management. Okay. So I said HTTP service, let us start again. HTTP service will start the port number 80. How to check whether it is really started port number 80 or not? Okay. So that is through network management, we have a command called netstat, network statistics. Netstat. So if you run this command, you can see a lot of things in the background. So out of this, we need only TCP. TCP means nothing but transfer control protocol. Internet works on transfer control protocol. So out of netstat, I want to list only TCP. Okay. Now you can see here, HTTP is running. SSH is running. If SSH is running only, you can connect to port number 22. If HTTP is running, then only you can connect to port number 80. If you want to see the port number, just give option N. You can see port number 80. If you want to see the process instance ID also, just give LNTP. Now you can see this is the process instance ID of your Nginx server. It is running on port number 80. So whenever you started a website, by default or sometime while you are troubleshooting, your server is not responding, the first command you should run is this one, netstat-lntp. So what this command will do is, you can check here, check respected port is opened or not, and what is the process instance ID. Okay, so this is one command you should check whether the service is running or not. And you know another command, ps-ef grep for nginx. Just assume your website is not running here. Your website is not running. Okay, for example, it is not running. What you have to do here, first thing, just check whether the port number is opened or not, so that you can confirm the service is running or not. Similarly, ps-ef grep for nginx. Nginx process is running or not. Nginx process is running. You can just see 3327, 3327. Okay, so this is running. So netstat is the command you will check, and then ps-ef grep nginx is the command you will check the service and port is running or not. If these two are running fine, then it means there is no problem from the nginx side. The next thing you should check is the firewall, whether the firewall is allowing port number 80 or not. So now let us stop the firewall. So inside security group, allow all. Okay, I will edit the inbound rules. First thing, you need to allow SSH22, otherwise you cannot connect to the server. Okay, and finally, let me okay, I'm deleting this one, 0 to 65,535. Yeah, so 65,535, I'm removing this. Okay, but you should have SSH22, otherwise you cannot connect to the server. Now, if you try to open this, so this you will not get the response. Okay, so you will not get the response. It will be continuously trying. What is wrong here? So Nginx is running. You go and check the server first. Netstat -lntp. Port number 80 is open. Nginx is running, and you check ps-f grep nginx, and later few important commands you need to check. Top command will give you whether the system is exhausting the memory or not. You can see the system is not exhausting the resources. CPU is fine, memory is fine. It is not even 5%. Okay, this is the debug you have to do. First, netstat -lntp ps-ef, check the service is running. Check the top command. So you can check the CPU and memory. And another command you can check is free-m. You can check the system resources are free or not. So we have 1 GB RAM, 952. Out of that, we used 75. There is 682 MB of RAM available. So, okay, so not a problem. So your RAM is also free. Check RAM usage. So that is through free-m command. Okay, and check the hard disk memory. The hard disk memory, how you can check? df-ht command. So then you can see the hard disk mostly you used. Out of 8 GB, you used only 1.7 GB, 6.4 GB is still free. So there is no error at this one. The command is df-ht. So you can just check the options here whenever you need some help, df-help. So it will tell you human readable format, and T is printing. So what is the df? It is show the information of file system on which each file resides, and it will show you the memory as well. Okay. So these are the basic commands to troubleshoot. No need to remember each and everything, but these basic commands, whatever discussed in the last few sessions, you need to remember those commands. Okay. So this is the basic troubleshooting you do inside the Linux server, and everything is good. Now you come here and then check the firewall. Or before itself, you can check the firewall, and you can see you are not allowing port number 80. Now you will come here and you will give port number HTTP. There will be some default port number 80. You can give from all your IP address and then save rules. Now you should be able to open it. Okay, you can see. So this is how you have to troubleshoot through the network management and some memory commands. Okay, so you no need to understand the very much deep about network management, because this is not the data center, this is the cloud. Everything will be taken care by the cloud providers. Okay, so and you can see here every server will have some public IP address and some private IP address. Private IP address is the internal. For example, if I type my IP address here, IP config. So my IP address, it is showing as 172.20.10.2. But if I hit it in the browser, what is my IP address? You are getting IPv6. Yeah, this is the one, 106.196.216.197.215. So this is the public IP, and this is the private IP. So if you want to connect from outside of the internet, you should always use public IP address only. Okay, so this is the public IP address. The private IP address we will discuss in further sessions. How can you use private IP address for the internal communication? Okay. So these are all the basic service management and network management we use in our DevOps sessions and in your daily life scenarios. So now the next important topic is three-tier architecture. So I already discussed this architecture in many of the YouTube videos and then last week DevOps audio sessions. So before discussing three-tier architecture, So in earlier days, we were using desktop applications, okay? Like you are using MS Office in the local and Google Sheets, MS Excel, many things you are using in your laptop. You have to desktop application, okay? Let us discuss about MS Excel. And we have MS Excel online also. So which one you prefer? You can type in the chat. MS Excel desktop or MS Excel online. So what are the disadvantages of desktop application? Any disadvantages you find? So you need to allocate some storage. You need to allocate some storage. And then what else? You need to install. If a new version comes up, you need to upgrade. Okay. So these are the three disadvantages. And another major disadvantage is, what if your laptop crash? Okay. So then that's it. Your entire data is gone. So you have these many disadvantages while using your desktop application. Okay. So just like in our home, if we prepare breakfast, so we need to do everything. We need to prepare raw items. We need to prepare gas. Need to spend some time. We need to cook. So everything we have to do. But if you order from any online cloud kitchen, that's it. You don't need to do anything. Just order and eat. Okay. Of course, you need to pay some amount here, but the flexibility. Your primary responsibility is to wake up and go for some physical activities, and then you can go for office. But if you spend some time on these things also, then the time is not sufficient. Your main responsibilities are stopping. So otherwise, if you just order something from the cloud kitchen or online, it is very flexible for you. You can pay some amount so that you can concentrate on your main responsibilities. Okay, so nowadays our laptop responsibility is for the computing, just for searching in the internet and working in the cloud, not to exhaust your resources by installing the desktop applications. So everybody in the world is going towards web application. Okay, do you know Windows is launching its OS directly from the browser also? So that feature is going to come up. You no need to install Windows in your laptop. You can directly install Windows OS somewhere from the browser. You can browse your desktop. Okay, so that is what you can do in next upcoming years. So that is why web application is very, very popular nowadays. So web application must follow three-tier architecture. What is this three-tier architecture? So every application has some code like Java or .NET, and it has some databases. So that may be databases is like MySQL or MS SQL. Okay. So there will be one program running. So that program, whenever you hit some facebook.com here, so you have to log in and sign up. So Facebook will verify those details against its database inside of MySQL. Okay. So just understand there will be some programming and some storage like DB or MySQL or MS SQL or Oracle, Postgres, anything. So earlier, before that, we had one-tier architecture. Okay. So, you know, I have taken this popular example, like if you just outside tiffin shop, you go there. Okay. So you go there, everything is handled by a single person. Okay. So what is this roadside breakfast shop? Small shop, for example, small breakfast shop. So what is happening here? Only one person is taking care of cooking, billing, and queue management. Okay, maximum he can handle 20 orders at a time, maximum 20 or 10 orders at a time. So now he is handling all the responsibilities by his own. So then there is a he cannot completely concentrate on cooking. Okay, he has to manage the queue, he has to take the billing, and he has to cook, so that he cannot completely concentrate on cooking, so the result will not be good. So now after he's getting more traffic to his shop, maybe he will employ another person, then he will become medium breakfast shop. Now there will be 2 persons. So one person is handling the queue, and then he is taking care of billing. Okay, and he will another second person, he is the cook. Okay, so now you go to this first person, you take the token and you pay the bill, and you go to the cook, he will give you the order. So now this is more flexible, he can handle at least here 50 members. Okay, and once his business is becoming more good, maybe he will get 100 200 members, he want to make it more big, then he will start restaurant. So what is the restaurant business here? First, there will be a captain. So captain is nothing but you can see here. So this guy, whenever you enter the restaurant, there will be one person, they will welcome you. Okay, so they will welcome and they will show you what is the table free, which table is free, and you will get waiter to the table. Okay, and waiter takes your order and he will pass it to the chef. Okay, and chef, he will prepare the raw items. Okay, so chef, he will prepare the raw items and then he will hand over to the waiter. Waiter will come to you, and then you can eat, and then you can pay the bill and you can leave. So now the customer experience is very much improved here, because there are a lot of persons to handle your tasks. One person is welcoming you and he is showing you which table is free, waiter is coming to you and taking your order, and he is passing to the chef and then preparing the raw items. So now let us take the advantages of it. The first advantage is security, because in a roadside shop or medium shop, you can clearly see what they are cooking, how they are cooking. You can easily grasp the recipe. But here you are not allowed to enter into the chef room. Okay, so there is some security. And queue management is there. Billing management is there. So you have all these 3 features. Similarly, in our one-tier architecture, what was happening in our earlier days is everything is in a single server. Okay, so there will be, this is a single server. So there will be web server. Okay, there is a single server here. So that is application server, you can call, and there will be database. So user will send a request, just like IP address and then port number. So it will reach to, for example, it will reach to this server and it will connect to the database and it will fetch the information. Okay, so whenever you hit your username and password, the request is going to this application server inside Linux, and it will ask the database. The database will respond. If it is respond positively, then you will get the success, otherwise error. So now app server responsibility is to connect, but it should not manage the queue. Okay, just like your app here, chef here. Your chef responsibility is to prepare the raw items into eatable format. Similarly, app server responsibility is to connect to the database. Okay, and then to fetch the data. So performance matters here. So if you are sending 1,000 requests at a time, app server should manage the queue also. So app server should not manage the queue, just like your chef. You are not allowed to directly contact the chefs. There is some person to handle the queue. So these are the disadvantages in two-tier or one-tier architecture. Okay, so later what we did, so we had something called web server, just like our Nginx here, and then app server, and then database. Okay, so here security is also a problem. You are opening the code directly in the browser because the application code is here. So app server, so generally the programming languages we use are Java, .NET, and you can use Python and Go language, anything like that. Web server, we will use HTML, JavaScript, and then CSS. Okay, application code is here. If you open this app server directly in the browser, there is a chance of leaking your code. So anybody can hack your system and they can get the code. But here, now the user is connecting first to the web server. Okay, this is on port number 80 or 443. And app server, this is mostly on port number 8080. Database, some MySQL port number 3306. So what you do here, request will come to the web server, and from app server, it goes to the database. So now in your firewalls here, you don't give access to other ports. You just only give the access to port number 80. Okay, and these servers will communicate internally. You no need to open the app server in the internet. So web server will connect to the app server internally. Okay, and this database server, it will only accept the request from app server. It will not even accept the request from web server. This will only accept the request from app server. So now there is a high security. You are just opening the HTML, JavaScript, and CSS code in the browser so that your code is highly secure. So this is the three-tier architecture: web server, application server, and database. Your waiter, and then your chef, your raw items. So now the traffic is getting more and more. Okay, you will have a lot of servers like this. Okay, you will have a lot of servers like this, like 3 servers. Maybe you are running big billion day. So you have 3 servers like this, and the user in between, we have something called as load balancer. Okay, user will hit the load balancer. Just like your captain inside restaurant. So this load balancer will check which web server is free. Okay. So this load balancer will check which web server is free. For example, this web server is free. It will send the request like this. Just like your captain, he will check which table is free. Load balancer is checking which web server is free. Then it will send the request to this web server. And from here, it will go to app server. It will go to DB. So this is the 3-tier architecture: web tier, app tier, and database tier. So your load balancer also comes into web tier. Okay. So this is the 3-tier architecture you should understand. We are going to follow this architecture while deploying our applications. We will have web server Nginx. We will have application server like Tomcat, Weblog. So earlier, the application servers are WebLogic, JBoss, and WebSphere. Those are very heavy. So we can use a simple application server, Tomcat. Nowadays, Tomcat is very popular. And then database like MySQL. So now you can have a lot of advantages here. Just like queue management is done by web server, Okay, and then security is already achieved because you are not able to open the app server in the browser. You cannot even open the database. So everything is secured here. So that is why three-tier architecture is highly popular. Now 100% of the applications in our internet are completely following this three-tier architecture. We are going to do the same. Okay. So we can stop till here today and we can discuss few more Linux concepts tomorrow. So till that, let me summarize whatever we discussed. You just practice it. We created Linux server, we created firewall, we created public key and private key, and you know how to upload the public key to the server, how to connect using private key, and you know the basic commands ls, cat, vim editor, grep, tail, and curl, wget, and then we discussed cut, awk, and we discussed today. Yesterday we discussed package management, user management, and then process management, how to check the process, okay, how to install the packages, how to run the services, how to stop, start, enable, and disable. And as part of network management, we will use these commands netstat-lntp to check the open ports, to check the process running, to check the CPU and memory resources, RAM usage, disk usage. Okay, maybe in our future further sessions, we may use other commands also, but it's fine. You don't need to remember all the commands at a time. Okay, so there is one more command that is called telnet. This is also very important. The telnet is not found. You need to just install. Take the root access, Amazon Linux extras, install telnet-y. Okay, so it is not there. The package name is different. Just search install telnet in AWS Linux 2. You'll easily get the answer. So they are saying sudo yum install telnet or the telnet is installed. So AWS Linux 2 advantages is you have two package managers, Amazon Linux Extra as well as yum. So now you have two servers. This is also very important in troubleshooting. Server 1 and server 2. If these two servers are communicating with each other, but suddenly server 1 is not able to connect to server 2, how can you check? So, you know the facebook.com IP address, you can get it from here. It's getting IPv6. Ping google.com. Online ping. Facebook.com. Okay, so this is the IP address. Okay, so now let us check our Linux server. So this is our Linux server. So this is our Facebook server. So let us check we are able to connect to the Facebook server or not on port number 443 telnet Facebook IP, port number 443. So it is saying connected. So it means your server 1 is able to connect to the facebook.com on port number 443. Then it means you are able to connect to the facebook.com. So let us try to connect on port number 22. Port number 22, who will get the access? Obviously, Facebook developers, Facebook administrator team only will get the access. So they are restricting. They are not allowing the outside world to connect to port number 22 on the Facebook server. Okay, so this is how you check the connectivity also. Telnet, IP, and then port number. So if this is failed, you need to check the firewall. You need to check the security group, whether it is allowing that or not. Okay, so we can stop till here today, and tomorrow, so we have completed most of the Linux concepts. Tomorrow we will discuss few other concepts, and then from Monday we will get into something called shell scripting or whatever. I have a few questions. Venkat, you have some question?
Yes. How many classes over till now?
Today is fourth session. Today is fourth session.
Okay. Only Linux commands over. Right.
So if any one of you is joined today, you can just find out our recordings link, everything here. Okay. So you can have today automatically we will upload within 1 to 2 hours.
Okay.
Murali, you have some question?
Hi, Shiva.
Hi.
Yes. I just want to know, like, when I raised the hand past 2 days, I was not able to get answer. So how it works? So you randomly.
The first few days, maybe a lot of guys may be joining. Okay, because when I say it's first few days you can join. So
okay.
So that's why I'm running Q&A session today also. Yesterday and day before yesterday we have ran the Q&A session for 45 minutes. So a lot of guys join and then they clear the doubts. And in upcoming from next week we will start our Slack also.
Okay. So one more question. So you are installed that server Nginx, right? So
yes.
Like that get installed on the instance, Linux instance. Where does it get installed?
Obviously inside Linux.
Inside the Linux, right? So once we terminate the instance, we will lose it. Do we need to?
Yes, obviously we will lose it.
Okay. So just for that instance practice, we install.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And one more.
Yes, Murali, you can unmute.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Shiva. So
yes.
So the payment. So you have only one option for
payment things we will discuss in the chat. So this session we will only discuss about the concept which is discussed today.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Joshna.
So I have no background in this thing, so I can learn and.
Sorry.
I don't have any background, IT background, so I can learn this DevOps.
I don't know. It's purely based on you. If you are able to learn and practice, definitely you can.
Okay.
Sheikh Kaiser.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, as you installed Nginx, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you told one location, user/share
Yes.
Then, sir, every package will be there only, sir.
No, that is the location of Nginx HTML files.
Okay, sir.
Vinith Vijay.
Yes, sure. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Is there an alternative for WinSCP because I'm using Mac?
Okay, we can use the command line also.
Okay.
And WinSCP can be used in Mac as well, I think.
Even I can see, but earlier it was only for Windows, but maybe they have done for Mac also. I will check it.
Yeah,
Check it.
okay.
I just
And then Manasa Maripudi.
Hi Shiva, good morning. So I just want to know, you have hosted the application by using the Nginx server, right?
Yes.
So like we need to host the application by using Nginx only, or like we can use any other server also?
So we have alternatives like Apache web server also, but Nginx is more popular nowadays than Apache.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Abhishek Karnekanti. Wow.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Shiva.
Good morning, Abhishek.
Yeah. Actually, the public IP address is there. Public IP. It is only for browsing purpose, or if I machine is stopped, suppose if I machine is stopped, the public IP is different, right? It is
Yeah,
changes.
if you restart that, every time it will change.
Suppose
So just,
if I add in any coding level, is that public IP is added in any coding level? Or?
for that purpose, we have something called as elastic IP. So
Okay.
it is like static IP.
Okay.
So this
Where
will
can
be allocated for you. You need to buy it. So you can allocate and associate to that. For example, you allocate this and then you associate to that server. So usually in our home internet also, IP address keeps on changing. But if you ask your internet provider, they will give you some static IP. So you need to pay for it. Similarly, here also for the server, the IP address will frequently change. If you buy the elastic IP from here, it will be static.
Okay, private IP is not supported, right? It is only for
private IP is only for the internal purpose.
Okay. And is this Linux commands? Is all of this stuff is enough for this DevOps course, or anything needed?
We cannot say anytime something is enough. Whenever what you should learn from these concepts is, what is the command, how you are using it. In future, you get some requirement. You should be able to do a simple Google search and understand the command and do it.
Okay, fine, sure, thank you.
So this is not like just telling to everybody, not something this is enough. It's not the case actually. You are learning the way how you should learn and practice. You are not by hearting the whatever I discussed here. You should understand, you should understand the way how you find, at least do some Google search based on your project requirement. Nobody can teach 100%. Once you are into the project, they may give you a lot of work. They may give you other works. But what you are learning here is how to learn, how to practice, how to learn things on your own. Just doing a simple Google search will help you a lot. Thank you so much. Someone, Yoga.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
When we are doing the key pair and creating the groups, right? Okay. In the AWS, my doubt is, so I created the groups and key pair in some other location, in the sense it is created with America. Okay. So when I'm changing the group from Sydney or America to back Mumbai, so do that key pair again we need to create groups and
every region has separate key pair. You need to import that. Same key pair you can import into that region.
Okay. So because I initially tried with Sydney, but when I'm changing the key location to Mumbai, so those key pairs are not appearing by default. So I have created manual.
Yeah, you need to import again. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Next one. So in AWS or any cloud provider, everything is a region based. Ranjit Srikonda.
Hi Shiva, good morning.
Hi.
I have a doubt in top command actually. So when we give top command, we will get the memory information, right? So how to, get out of it? How do we exit?
The Linux exit is nothing but Control C.
Okay.
Control C.
Okay. Shiva. Yeah. Thanks.
Vasanta Krishna.
Hey, good morning, Shiva.
Yeah, hi. Good morning.
So you thought about the three-tier architecture, right?
Yes.
So then what is the difference between the three-tier architecture or MVC architecture?
Okay, so MVC is model view control. That is the framework level. So that is inside the Java. This three-tier architecture is the overall application architecture. If it is MVC, then it is inside the Java or .NET. So it is particularly related to the development. Model view controller. So okay, maybe this is not relevant for everyone. It's only relevant to the developers. First, the request will come to the controller. There will be some model objects replicating the database, and it will give you some response in some JSON format. That is the view.
So that means again in the application server, whatever the code we are developing, again we are bifurcating into the
So this is framework architecture, like Spring. Okay, you cannot compare apple and oranges. So three-tier architecture is different, MVC architecture is different. Okay, so this is the Java framework or any other programming languages framework.
Okay, good.
Yeah, not related to DevOps. Sudhir Kumar.
Shiva.
Yeah, hi.
So whenever we are practicing, right, we are creating a server instance, we are practicing on the Linux here. So after completing our practice, we are terminate the what do you call that server, right? So server instance. So can we use next time also whatever you are terminate that instance? So
No, you cannot. Once you terminate, that's gone.
So because we are going to create many instances, so that's the reason I'm asking.
It's fine. It is gone. No problem.
Okay. Thanks, you.
Raghav? So if some of you have no questions, you can leave the session.
Hi Shiva, I joined today. Will this course be useful for M-level people as well?
What is M level?
Sorry?
What is M level?
Manager level people as well.
Yeah, definitely useful. So once you are learning new technology, you cannot directly learn the architecture level. First, you should understand the low level things. So we are discussing real-time project, okay, completely DevOps with AWS. If you are working as a manager, you should understand what your subordinates are doing. So that is why you should learn the low-level things. High-level things you already know, how to manage the team, how to guide the team, everything. That is the M level, management level. But if you are managing someone, you should understand what they are doing. You should guide them if they're stuck. So that's what we are learning here.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Shenmukh Tamma.
Hi Shiva.
Hi.
In last you have installed that telnet package, right?
Yes.
What was the use of this telnet package?
Just to check the connectivity.
Okay.
Naveen?
Okay.
Sir, actually from Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, sir, sessions?
Monday to Friday.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So if anyone have some questions on the practice, you can join always Q&A session. From next week, it's going to be Slack as well. So you can connect together. So if one has some doubt, person 2 can clear. You can practice the sessions together also. Okay. Bhavani,
So any other evening batch?
no. Bhavani Nandigam. Yeah, hi, good morning.
So I have some doubt on that ownership, yesterday's class. So you have added like PH own user and group, and recursively we are giving the permission, to the directory, right? So
Yes.
we don't have that group called, we didn't created that group called Shivakumar, right? So we
So
just create the user at the initial time with that username. So
No,
by
I
default,
told already. So whenever you create the user, group also will be created by default.
correct. So later, but that user, we have added to that DevOps and testers group, right?
Yeah, correct. Even you add to that, the group will not be deleted. Shivakumar group will exist. And employee, while leaving the company, you remember what I did. I changed his primary group to Shivakumar again, and then I removed him. Okay.
Okay. So, okay. The primary group, got it.
Chandu.
శివకుమార్ మామూలుగా నేను iOS డెవలపర్ ని.
Can we communicate in English?
I'm a iOS developer. So presently I'm learning DevOps in my present project. So in my project I have mostly using Jenkins as well as Ansible and Terraform, Docker and Kubernetes. Last week team meeting is going like that, says like that. That's why I'm enjoying to your batch. So that is a basic learning, or you
No,
have to
as
enter
I
the
said,
project.
we are doing the project from day one. It's a complete big real-time project, which is e-commerce. So whatever I am discussing here, I'm not just discussing simply. We are going to do all these things.
Yeah, okay. And Jenkins is the most used in tool. You have to practice like that. He's saying like that. So that's why I had to ask him to.
Yes, we will do that.
Yeah. And Kubernetes, what about Kubernetes containerization is
Kubernetes
available?
also we can.
Yeah, how many sessions is available? These sessions like the Jenkins and Ansible, Terraform, Docker, and Kubernetes.
See, I'm not pre-planning the sessions and I'm doing it. Okay, I'm not recording. This is not a Udemy course to pre-plan and then do it a restricted things. So we are doing a big real-time project. Nobody can plan it. So this is like you are joining a DevOps team and configuring a big real-time project on live. Okay, not a pre-plan. I cannot really tell you how many days I will discuss Jenkins, how many days I'll discuss Ansible. I'm going to tell you the most of the concepts and we will practice it on the project. Okay, so this is not like a Udemy course or IntelliPart recorded course. So everything we are doing on live, we cannot really tell you how much time we spend on it. Okay, so you can just find the syllabus here. It is clearly written everything. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Raghava.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi, Shiva.
Hello.
Actually, I have a doubt. Can I ask here? Not.
If it is related to concept, we can ask you. See, this is 1.5 hour time is a very valuable time for us. Okay,
Yes.
so that is why we have a Slack channel. We have our Q&A session. So we have our WhatsApp chat supports. There we can utilize this time for the concept discussion. We cannot deviate from the syllabus. So that's why I'm requesting you all of you. If you have something related to normal general questions, you can always ping us in WhatsApp. And from next week we will have Slack and the QA session. QA session we are running it from last 2 days. Today also we have Q&A session.
Okay, yeah. My doubt was what now? Yesterday I set up the environment. on Linux. When I connect to server, I getting port 22 connection time out. May I know what was the problem here?
So that is what, again, from last 2 days in Q&A session, everybody is joining. If they have their problem, they are sharing the screen and we are resolving it.
Okay.
So please join today's session.
Yeah.
So I shown you already multiple times in the sessions. So you have the recordings again, you watch them, try to understand and find some Google search. If you're not able to understand, join the Q&A session and then we'll discuss that. Thank you so much. Srikanth.
Good morning, Shiva.
Yeah, good morning, Srikanth.
I have a couple of questions, Shiva. So now when we are doing this folder structure, right? So on the server, do we have any path to check where this Git or whatever we are installing is getting installed there?
Yeah, so we will discuss the Linux folder structure in tomorrow's session. But anyhow, all the commands are available inside this bin folder. So you will have a lot of commands. You see, M command is available just like that. Let us search ls-l grep for git command.
Okay.
So there will be a lot of locations actually. Anyhow, git is not installed. So today we have M other commands, right? So all the commands are here inside bin folder. So just like in our Windows operating system, we have something called program files and program files 86, right? So these are the locations your softwares are going to be installed. Similarly, whenever you install a package in Linux, it is going to be in /bin directory. So this is the Linux directory structure we will discuss in tomorrow's session.
Okay. And Shiva, the netstat command that you have shown, right? So if a port is open 80 or whatever it is, right? So how will we know whether that's open or not? I see
So
that those port numbers there.
If it is showing here, it means it is open.
Oh, okay, got it. Got it. And one last question. So how different is the entire architecture from this one, Shiva, the one that you are showing? The third 3-tier, right?
Yeah, 3-tier architecture, any website you are searching, for example, facebook.com, they have its web server. They have their load balancer. You are hitting the load balancer, not the web server. So this load balancer will check Facebook Nginx server. From here, their code is running on a lot of languages like PHP, Java, many things. So this web server will send a request to the app server, and this will check your information against the DB. So you know the DB, right? How the MySQL data will look like. So how the user information will look like inside the tables. It is like this.
Okay.
MySQL user data. Yes.
So these three are again, these three are packages that we are going to install on the same server, right?
Yes.
Is my
So
understanding
if it is, yeah, correct. You can do it in the same server. You can do it in a different servers also. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
That is based on your application volume. If your application is getting too much traffic, like millions of requests, then we will install it in separate servers.
All right. Okay.
So always based on the traffic, we will separate them. Even you separate the web server, still it is in Linux. It can connect to another Linux server.
Okay.
So everything is a connection. So I can say in entire software world, it is the exchanging of data between one system to another system. So you are opening, you are sending the username and password from here. So that means you are sending the data from here to the Facebook server. So you can keep it in a single server or different server. Unless the servers can communicate with each other, there will be no problem. Okay, thank you so much. Ramakrishna. Ravani. Ravani, you have some question?
Already my doubt is covered.
Okay, thank you. Praveen B.
Hi Shiva, good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
See, I meant to say whenever we launch an instance, packages, if required, packages also will be installed.
Yes, correct.
Suppose if you terminate the instance, automatically the packages also will be uninstalled, or?
So you are running our laptop, right? If you remove the OS, what will happen? Or if you entirely remove, I mean, what to say, if you are installing new OS, what will happen?
Okay.
So your data will be gone, right? Completely.
Yeah, but the amount of time that we'll be spending on the installation and the things, everything will be lost, right? In
Yes.
that case.
Yes, obviously it is lost.
Okay. Okay.
So
Sure.
that is why we have scripting.
Okay.
So you need to create the servers, you need to destroy the servers on daily basis. But installation is taking time. So you need to install the package, you need to run the server, you need to host the application. It will take at least half an hour time. But if you do it through the scripting, it will take 2-3 minutes time.
Okay. Suppose if you continue to use the same terminal for a couple of days, what will happen? The same packages will be available, or it will terminate?
No, so this is only the client. For example, this is facebook.com. So if you continuously keep it open, will the Facebook server terminate?
Okay. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Shiva.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope I answered all questions. So that's all for today. You will get the recording in 1 or 2 hours. Thank you so much for joining. Today evening Q&A session you can join. If you have any queries while doing the practice, just for one more day tomorrow, please be patient. And from next week, everything will be properly delivered. Okay. So thank you so much. God bless you. Have a nice day.